All right, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, guys, to what are we on now? Episode 36, I think it is. Yeah, episode
Yeah.
36 of Hello, Hello, the podcast. I am Raammo. This is Jenz.
Hello, that's me.
That's her, yes. We are back again for the 36th episode in a row. And boy, howdy, is it an exciting one, Jenz?
It's a pretty big boy today.
There are a lot of topics in here that if, you know, even the littlest things about me, you know that I am super excited for.
I know two in particular, actually.
Yeah, there's a couple in here that I'm like, oh man, they're
socks are coming off.
You know, yeah, that's it. You know the vibes. Their socks are coming off. Yeah. So obviously, if you guys have sort of had any, sort of just news, if you read any of the news this last week, sorry. The PlayStation Showcase was recently held, and so we're going to go through all of the PlayStation Showcase announcements.
Mm-hmm.
We also got the new announcement and a little trailer for the new Hawkeye series that's coming out in a couple of months now. It's like right around the corner.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting just how close Hawkeye is. This year still it's coming out, so
well,
super
it's
excited for
so
that.
close to the end of the year. Isn't that crazy?
It is. It's absolutely bonkers. Like, what are we? We're at the 5th.
We're
Today's the
Q4.
15th of September. Like, it's oh my god. Sorry, what was that?
Aren't we Q4 of the year?
Yeah, we are technically in Q4 now. Like,
It's insane.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers. Wait, the time has flown this year, and I feel like that has, all the lockdowns have a role
What
to
is
play in all
time
that,
anymore?
I don't know. Time is just a construct we make up these days.
Totally.
It's
It's all been a lie.
Oh, it totally has. But I can't wait to get out.
I'm sure.
Supreme Leader Gladys has given us a release date. So we are super excited for that.
Oh, you have a release date?
We get the new Outside DLC is coming sometime in October.
Oh, good.
So yeah.
You're gonna be watching a lot of movies.
You can only get the Outside DLC if you've had both of the previous DLCs put into you, so you can't you can't play one without the other, basically.
And that makes sense.
It does make sense. It's fine. I'm already halfway through that. I'm playing through the first DLC now. I'm getting my second DLC in a couple of weeks at the end of October, so
okay,
I will be free shortly. Yeah. Let's try and just gamify that a little bit for you guys. But no. So super excited for that. But without further ado, Jenz, you know how we always do. What have you been doing for the past week, man? Like, what have you been up to?
Honestly,
Other than going on cafe breakfasts and stuff.
Well, you don't shame me on my cafe breakfasts, all right? Not a lot. I haven't been playing that much because beautiful motion sickness is around. So I am
yes.
a little disappointed. I've just been basically playing Siege. Yeah. What about
Siege is the constant?
It is the constant
in life these days. Like it's the only sort of structure that we have.
Absolutely,
At the end of the day, we know we can go back and play Siege. But yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I haven't been doing too much. Catching up on sleep because thankfully it's the mid-semester break for uni at the moment.
Boop, boop.
So yeah, I have some time off from classes, but I'm still obviously doing work and stuff like that. So it's not all just chilling and doing nothing. But no, I guess have you been watching anything though, Jenz, recently? I'm trying to think. What have I started watching? I recently got access to Binge.
Oh, great!
Me and Emma got a Binge account.
There's so much on Binge.
There's a couple of things on there that we were like, okay, great. It's on Binge. We can at least, because we're coming to the end of our Breaking Bad watch. It's like we gotta find something else to watch shortly. And Emma's never seen Silicon Valley. And so I was like, you gotta watch Silicon Valley. It's absolutely outstanding. It's one of the best comedy shows in modern times. And all the episodes are super short and really easy to digest. They're only like 25 minutes a piece, so it's like you can just bust them out real quick. So
although the main guy is a bit not a nice guy anymore.
No,
It's
he's
just a shame.
I know it turned out a little bit, but yeah, I guess to each their own. Uh, you can, hey, it's your life, man. You do what you want. Like
Sopranos is on there, so I highly recommend
yeah.
going through
So's
Sopranos.
Chernobyl is on there too.
Oh
We
my
saw
god,
that and we're like, oh, bro, add that to the watch list.
Succession is so good.
There's also I saw Euphoria is on there, and
Yeah.
I've been recommended to watch Euphoria a couple of times now by a couple of different people, and so I was like, okay, I might have to check that out.
I don't know if you'll like it.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like they told me the general like sort of premise of it and things like that, and I was like, okay, that sounds interesting, but it's like I don't know if it's targeted towards someone like me. I don't know if it's in my wheelhouse. I'm always down to try new things.
Emma might like it.
So yeah. I think Emma said her sisters watched some of it, and she enjoyed it. So
yeah,
it's a good starting point. But yeah. Anywho, there's a bunch of stuff on binge that we're gonna have to go through.
Very
in the
excited
meantime,
for you guys.
I've been catching up on Modern Family.
Oh, nice.
Because it's not on any other streaming service, and I was like, okay, that's fine. That's easy enough to watch. I can just put that on the background and catch up on that again. But yeah. Other than that, still haven't seen Shang-Chi because it hasn't come to Disney Plus yet. And I see a lot of people raving about it online, and I still haven't watched it, and it's making me very sad. But hopefully I can watch it soon.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anywho, Jenz.
Yes.
Do you want to jump into the news topics for the week? Because we have a couple here.
We have quite a few things.
Like I said, very, very exciting. Do you want to start us off this week, though, Jenz, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Nintendo has finally added Bluetooth audio to the Switch in the new update.
There's nothing here on our write-up as to how does this work?
Right? Like, so this shows me that because you don't need to do anything, you just need to update your Switch. So they've had this freaking technology in the Switch the whole time.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that when you unplug the Joy-Cons from the Switch,
that's it.
I'm assuming Bluetooth. That's the Bluetooth connection.
Yeah.
And it's like it dumbfounds me. It's like, how long has the Switch been out for? Like 5 years now, ages. Or something, I think.
Seriously, only now you're doing this after
there's been so many people as well probably feel a bit shafted by Nintendo because for the past couple of years now, people have been selling like USB-C Bluetooth dongles and things like that you plug into the Switch. Yeah, I know. And it's like they're paying $50, $60 for these little dongles or something like that, depending on where you're getting them from. So it's like, it's not cheap,
And the fact that you don't need to do anything to get this technology is even more of a slap in the face. Like,
it is. You know what though? But I'm here for it. It's good that they finally did do something about it because it's gonna make plane trips so much better now.
Yeah.
It's fine using the 3mm jack or whatever, the 3.5mm jack, but they put the jack on the top. Oh no, it's on the top. It's on the top of the Switch. And so you think if you're sitting, if you think if you're sitting in a plane seat, I know a lot of people haven't been in plane seats in a very long time, but you think if you're sitting in a plane seat and you put your tray table down, your tray table's directly in front of you. You put your Switch down directly in front of you, and then you plug your headphones in on top of it. You're gonna have this cable that's dangling in front of the screen, up to you, and it's like it's just a bit annoying, And I know they obviously couldn't have put it onto the side of the Switch because
the Joy-Cons.
That's where the Joy-Cons are, and if you put it on the bottom, you can't use the kickstand, so it's like it's a logistical nightmare. But it's like it just it doesn't work,
and like
112% of the time. So it's
and the people who bought those like little dongles for Bluetooth audio, it has to go on the bottom.
It has to, there's no other place for it to plug into. So you can't even use the kickstand. Like it's you're stuck between a rock and a hard place if you wanted to do anything other than use the things that Nintendo gave you. But I guess, all we can do is just be happy that they have finally added Bluetooth to it. I'm seeing this now after we record this. I'm going to update my Switch and test it out because I got a ton of Bluetooth headphones sitting around here that I can use for it. So it's great. But yeah, moving on though, Jenz. This one I was super excited about.
Oh my god. Today's been a great day because of this.
It really has. I thank God to the indie gods for blessing us this morning. For those of you that don't know, Unpacking is a small indie game that is being developed here in Australia for the past couple of years now. I'm pretty sure they were based up in Brisbane, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're Australian. I met the devs and I managed to talk to a bunch of them at PAX and stuff like that a couple of years ago. Super lovely people. They're really nice, really passionate about what they're doing. And you know, it's real good to see them super excited about finally releasing this game and getting an announcement out for its release date. But Unpacking is finally coming out on November 2nd this year, 2021. I'm pretty sure it's a Tuesday, which is a obscure day for it's a Thursday, November. You know, it is Tuesday. It's an obscure day for a launch, because typically they do them on Thursdays or Fridays to try and hit that, like, the weekend crowd, you know, and get those early sales out the door. But, you know, I guess it's an indie game, and so I don't think they're doing a physical release, so they can sort of just release whenever they want. But yeah, super excited for this. For those that don't know, Unpacking is a, you know, like I said, a small indie game that's been developed here in Australia. But it's basically just about unpacking boxes and moving into a new apartment or a new flat, or it's targeted, I guess, towards the people that just want like a really zen sort of game, and like they like interior design or decorating things, and you know, it's just it's real nice and methodical, and it's just cute, you know. It's real nice, it's real peaceful. That's sometimes what we want in a game. So it's super excited this is coming out. I can't wait. It's what a great day. What a great day.
I'm just gonna go talk about this new game that's come out this week. Deathloop, which I'm sure you've heard about.
The complete opposite.
A lot this week. But basically, the people who made Dishonored and Prey have made a game called Deathloop. I have yet to play it. I really, really, really want to play this. And it's getting some great reviews, bar the...
There's an asterisk. There's an asterisk.
On Steam, I believe they use... I forget the name, but they use
it's not just on Steam. It's whatever distributor it's published to. So like it could be Steam. I don't know if you can buy it on GOG. I don't know if you can get it on... I know Bethesda have their own like launcher and things like that, similar to the Rockstar launcher and all that. I don't know if you can buy it from there. But yeah, it's got a DRM.
That's it.
Like a protection thing basically to stop piracy as best it can, you know. And it's a pretty invasive DRM that they've used in a lot of the previous Bethesda games to come out. And that's where the asterisk comes into play, because as much as the game is great and people are really enjoying the story, they're really enjoying the gameplay, this DRM, this invasive DRM, is causing like a lot of micro stutters, or what's known as micro stutters, for a lot of PC players, which is just where the screen stutters and shakes and sort of like freezes very imminently. But it's just super annoying as a player to have to deal with that, especially, you know, when you have a really nice computer that should be able to run this game, no problems whatsoever. And it's still getting Microsoft just because of how invasive the DRM is. So that's where the asterisk comes into play. It's not too big of a problem, but it kind of is at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a weird sort of gray area of you know, like PC releases and just game releases these days, I guess, because I understand their you know, point of view is they want to stop piracy. You know, obviously they want the sales, which is fine and good. You know, they put the time in to develop the game and to produce it and, you know, market it and all that, and they want the sales. But there's got to be a point where it gets a bit, you know, too far, where it's physically impacting the computers and the systems that it's trying to be played on. So I don't know. It's
Well,
but
hopefully...
other than that, the game's out, and people are, like Jen said, people are giving it rave reviews for, you know, everything else, like its gameplay and its story, that are super engaging and super fun. So
yeah, I haven't seen a lot about it purposefully, but I believe it's very stealth focused, and you've got like time like manipulation abilities. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I watched Grace play it a little bit. And I honestly had no idea that it was a stealth based or a stealth focused game. I thought it was more action adventure type things. Yeah, and so when I was watching it, I was like, it's a stealth. I had no idea. And then Grace was like, yeah, it's made by the people that made Dishonored. And I was like, you know what?
Dishonored
I was actually just about to say,
yeah.
it's like I'm getting heavy Dishonored vibes from this. Like just the sort of level design was very Dishonored.
Okay,
you know, and sort of like it reminded me a lot of that. And I was like, okay, wow. So it's they're taking a quite a big influence, I guess, from Dishonored.
My only worry
it seems cool.
It coming from Dishonored is the motion sickness, because Dishonored was like, I really wanted to play Dishonored, but it was very motion sickness, like, for me. So I'm a little worried. I was gonna say
that. there is I don't know if it's like you have to use it or if if it's just a level upgrade or something like that, but there is a point I saw where Grace was like dashing. Yeah. And it was blurring the screen out, and it was like, and it did look exactly like the Dishonored lunge or the Dishonored dash, and I was like, oh, okay, hang on a minute. But it's, But I mean, maybe you could get away with not using it. I'm not too sure. I guess it just depends on how good at the game you are. Like if you can stay stealthy.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know me and stealth, so.
They do not mix. Jenz and stealth is like pouring oil into water. They are just.
I don't know how to play Hitman because of it.
They cannot. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's But I think that the thing is as well, is like you don't have to play Deathloop stealth.
Oh, totally. You can play it the way you want
like
to.
You could play it. Yeah, you could play it as a run and gunner. Like it's that's the whole beauty of the game is you're gonna do what you want. But. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for this. It's a bit expensive for me to pick up at the moment. $100 recommended retail price. I was like, that's a bit much. For a game that I was sort of never 100% excited for. I was never like committed to buying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna wait a little bit and see if there's a sale and things like that. Before I pick it up and all that. But it's and I'm probably even gonna pick it up just on the PlayStation. Like I feel like it's more of a
safer call.
Couch game for me. Like it's I'm not gonna play it hardcore and stuff like that. Obviously, but there is multiplayer aspect to it too. I wonder if the multiplayer is cross-platform.
Ooh,
now that I think of it, because I did remember, I don't know if the multiplayer is like out and working yet, or if it's coming at a later date. To let people sort of play through it a bit first. I'm not too sure, but. That'll have to be something we look into, I think.
For sure.
Because I feel like it would be fun if you picked it up and I picked it up. And we multiplayed it, I wonder what the multiplayer part is too. Like if it's versing, if you're working together.
I feel like you work together. Oh, I don't know.
We do a lot of research on this podcast, as you guys can tell. We take pride. No. But Well, Deathloop is out. Like we said, it's been getting reviews, so I guess, enjoy Deathloop if you're playing it. If you're not, Jenz will probably be playing it at some point soon, hopefully. So you can probably check out our streams and have a look at it there.
Yeah.
And this topic, Jenz, I remember this topic from like the Funhouse days and the memes of like xCloud, and they do like the.
Do you? I don't.
The X symbol, like that's all I could think of when I saw this.
Oh.
But xCloud. The X is now finally available to everyone with an Xbox app on Windows 10 or 11 if you've upgraded to Windows 11. It's been available on phones for a little while, and I don't know if it's been in a beta for phones or like a sort of an early access type thing. I can't remember. But it's been available for that. And now it's officially available on PC, which is nice to see. So it's giving you another option as to how you want to play your Xbox games. If you want to run it, directly on your PC and you can download it, or if you just want to stream it from the Microsoft servers, you could do that if you don't have enough, storage space, or if you're traveling or something like that, it's up to you, I guess. This is basically the Xbox version of
Steam.
Like the Steam. Yeah, the Steam streaming service and
xCloud.
The Google. I think it's xCloud. I don't know. And the Google version too. Stadia, very similar to that. So it's kind of interesting. I
wonder about how well it goes. Like it sounds great. But
on paper, that's the thing. On paper, all these things sound great. And it's like, it's cool. I can play a game anywhere. I don't have to download it. I can just hit a button and it's streaming.
Saying like with the remote play that you can stream games in 1080p with 60 FPS. Really?
That's it's yeah. With these things too, it all comes down to, at the end of the day, how good a connection you have to the Microsoft server. Um, Obviously, depending on where you are in the world, that's going to change because they can only put so many Microsoft servers in the world. They can only rent out so many slots. So it's yeah. Obviously, if you're living in a country where they don't have a Microsoft server that's relatively close by, you're going to be hit with ping and input lag and all that sort of stuff. So you might still be getting 1080p 60 frames per second, but your input lag is going to be absolutely detrimental and it's going to be horrible. So it's going to be basically unplayable. So it's it all depends, I guess. It's like Stadia. I see a lot of people that have Stadia and that are using it are like, it actually works great. I only ever see some micro lags or like very minimal sort of situations where I'm not happy with it. And then I see other people that are like, this is horrible. I haven't been able to play a game probably because of the lag has been so, detrimental and horrible and all that. And it's like, it comes down to where you are in the world, I guess, and how strong a connection you have. It's interesting being in Australia. I don't feel like this is ever going to work with our current setup at the moment.
No.
For a lot of people, it feels like it's very much an American targeted thing because they have pretty decent internet infrastructure compared to us. But yeah. I guess it's cool that it's out, the write-up to say it gives people an option as to where they want to play their games, which is a cool thing to see. And yeah, I guess I don't know if it'll work better on phones though, because I'm imagining phones like these days, my phone has 5G capability, which I think has a better, it's got better upload and download than my current home internet because it's, copper lined and then to NBN. So at a certain point, there's going to be a drop off. So I wonder if it'd be better to play it from 5G off your phone and stuff like that, and just save it as a purely thing to play. Like if I wanted to play Forza on the bus trip to the city or something like that, rather than me sitting at home. Like obviously, I'm not going to play it sitting at home because I could just go out to the living room and turn my Xbox on and play it there or play on my computer. Yeah, it's like it's kind of silly, I guess, to play it at home if you have the console sitting right there. I guess I don't know. I guess it also does give the option you could play it from the toilet if you wanted to. Like that, it gives you that
how
power
desperate
now. Like,
are you to play a
I don't
game?
know, man. Like, it could be like that thing, where like when you're at home and you're playing a multiplayer game, and your mom's like, "Hey, can you come and do the dishes?" And you're like, "I can't, Mom. I'm playing a game." She's like, "Can you just pause?" I'm like, "No, it's a multiplayer game. You can now just take your phone, keep playing the multiplayer game."
How are you gonna do the dishes and play a game and give it?
Don't doubt my gaming prowess. Don't doubt my.
You need to use a controller with this. It requires a controller.
Yeah. So I used to be nasty on the sticks back in the day.
No, I'm not saying
so much anymore.
You're bad on the sticks. I'm just saying if you're on the shitter and you gotta hold your phone, unless you have like a really good setup where the controller is connected to your phone, which is the smarter way to do this. There is not enough hands. I just feel like
don't doubt my ability. Right?
I'm sorry.
I got a pop socket in the back. I can like pop it out. I can prop my phone up and like see, look at that. I'm chilling. Okay. I'm good to go. Like
I mean, it would be nice to play in the bath. I will say.
This is true. It's like watching Netflix and stuff in the bath.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's a whole nother level of comfort. I
just feel like
and
the
relaxation.
Nintendo or the future Steam Deck is the better way to do this.
For sure.
But hey,
it's the more natural way.
If you already have,
yeah. I mean, this thing too. This xCloud, I'm not sure if you get access to it by paying a separate like service fee. If you have like the Xbox, if you have like the Ultimate, I was gonna say if you're already paying for the Ultimate Game Pass, which is a bit more expensive than normal Game Pass, and it gives you access to like the online version of Xbox Live and all that too. It's like, why not? You're already paying for it. You may as well try it and see how it goes. Like, you sort of got nothing to lose, I guess.
Yeah. The only really good thing I can think, no, not even. Anyways, yeah.
It's out, yeah.
Have fun.
Now we were, me and Jenz were planning to do like a reaction to this. We did like planning might be the wrong word, but we talked about it for like 5 minutes.
For like
morning.
a second, we were like, no.
Yeah. It could work, but then we realized at what time it was streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like, now, hang on a damn minute. The PlayStation Showcase was just held last Friday at 6 a.m. for us Australians, 5:30 a.m. for Jenz.
Yay.
Which means we did not get up and watch it because that is just way too early.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. But I'm sure you guys have already seen all of the announcements, all the news, and all the fallout from the presentation, because I know I have. Now, I'm going to cut some of these things towards the end, Jenz, but we did get a bunch of like announcements for things that we were expecting. And then we also got a bunch of announcements for things that we weren't expecting, which is exciting to see. So starting off, one that I don't think a lot of people were expecting at all, Knights of the Old Republic is getting it's getting a remake, not a remaster, a complete remake, which is quite exciting.
Yes, a lot of people love this game.
Yeah,
and I
understand why. Yeah,
it's a bit quite old.
Dated. It's quite dated now, so it's like I feel like unless you played it back when it came out and you were like super excited for it back then and things like that, if you play it these days, you're gonna have that like nostalgia aspect to it. But I feel like these days, if you're picking it up and you're playing it for the first time, you're gonna be like, oh, it's a bit rough around the edges. It's a bit dated. Like, it's not up to the standard of 2021. So it's cool to see that they're remaking it, and hopefully this means too that new content will be being brought to it, like maybe in the form of a DLC or like new expansions or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the possibilities are endless, I guess. So kind of exciting to see. A lot of people are excited about this because a lot of people are Knights of the Old Republic fan. So it's and I'm happy for them. You get a new game to come out. It's being this is not a PlayStation exclusive forever. This will only be a PlayStation exclusive for like the first year or so.
Yep.
And then it's also coming to PC and Xbox a little bit after that. So you just have to wait a little bit longer if you don't have a PlayStation 5. But it's coming out for that first, and then obviously later down the line we'll get it elsewhere. Now, one that we were expecting to get sort of announcements for or some news for were the God of War, the new Ragnarok, that's coming out in 2022. I think it's been delayed ever so slightly again.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw some news around that, but it wasn't too long. It was only like a month or so, if that. But yeah, coming out 2022. We got a whole gameplay trailer and a first look at some of the characters that will be making an appearance in the game. They also showcase some of like the new realms you'll be able to go to, because in the previous God of War that came out, you could only go to, I think it was 6, I think I read, of the 9 realms. You can now go to all 9 of the realms. So they've expanded a little bit. There's a bunch of like real world actors that are performing in it as well, and are playing characters like Thor and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be exciting to see that. I still am yet to play the first God of War that came out for PS4 a couple of years ago.
One.
I have it installed. I have it installed on the PlayStation 5. I just haven't
Were you a big
got
God
the
of War
courage to
fan?
like pick it up and play it. Like, no, I never played them when I was younger.
Okay, cool.
Never
so this
really
would be your first one, really?
It'll be my first one.
Yeah.
I've never really been a big fan of like the Norse mythology and
Right.
Zeus and like the gods and all that sort of stuff. Like, it never really tickled my pickle, if that's a good way to describe it. So I think that's why I've always put them off. I never really played them and picked them up. So
you liked that game. What's that game you played? The building game.
Valheim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Valheim, that's the thing. It's like I'm slowly starting to, I think, pick up a little bit more. Valheim's a bit different,
it is
I think,
different.
because it's like, as much as there is that North aspect to it, it's not its whole persona and its whole thing. Like,
it's like
the
a
God
little
of
bit
War
of it. Yeah.
it's a little bit of it. It's like the skin of it looks Norse. Obviously, a lot of the characters are Norse and things like that. But it's like, it doesn't shove it down your throat. Whereas God of War obviously is like, based around all the characters in Norse mythology and sort of like, this big epic story of, a sort of demigod fighting the larger gods and taking them down and stuff like it's a whole different thing. So I think that's where the line is sort of drawn. But kind of exciting. We got some new gameplay trailer. A lot of people are excited about this game, so it's cool to see. Now this one, Jens, you were really excited about. Do you want to describe Tichia to us, or Tichia? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. But basically, this game basically reminds me of Disney, like if Moana was a game, basically. But it's an open world adventure whose hero can walk into various animals and explore tropical surroundings. And so basically her tropical paradise is being threatened, and Tachia needs to use her special gifts to stop the danger, which is really cute. And I feel like with everything that's going on in the world, it's kind of like, a little homage to that. Maybe
I was gonna say it seems like it has like an undertone of like global warming and stuff like that to it, and you got to use your smarts to sort of stop the global warming or the destruction of the world by the humans or the people that are inhabiting it. It's always fun when games do that, But it also looks like it's aimed a lot more towards a younger audience, which is great because it's going to help teach them, I guess, in sort of the subtle ways that a lot of the Disney movies do it. They always have these underlying sort of messages that kids don't always 100% understand, but they sort of grasp the concept of just by watching the movie.
Yeah, and exposed to it.
Exactly, yeah. So it'll be good to see, that even though it's targeted towards younger kids, looking at the little screenshots and trailer that I saw,
really cute.
It looks kind of fun. Like, I might have to play it a little bit. I might have to pick it up.
So that one's coming out in 2022.
Yeah. And now another one, Jenz, which kind of we had a little laugh at the armor or some of the screenshots we saw before this. Lack thereof, yeah. But Project Eve sort of got another little showcase at this event. So we don't know too much more about it. It was first announced a couple of years ago in 2019. But it's like a hack and slash sort of adventure game. Sort of what did you describe it as? Like, was it Bayonetta type?
No, it was Dead something meets Nier.
Devil May Cry?
Yes.
Thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Devil May Cry. Yeah, so it's like sort of those types of things mashed together.
Yeah, vibes like that.
Yeah. Still no launch date or like release window or anything like that. They sort of just showcase that they're still working on it. They're like, hey, don't forget about us. We're still here, So it looks very JRPG, very, that sort of aspecty to hack and slashy. So I guess if you're a fan of those types of games, like Jen sort of described before, this is exciting for you.
Or if you like boobas,
much of a fan of it.
That's good
true.
for you too.
Yeah, we'll have the big screenshot behind us, zooming in and out. To showcase sort of what we're talking about. I'm sure most of you guys will get the understanding and get the gist of what we're talking about. But it was I just had a good little giggle at it. I was like, man, this is not safe at all. Like,
that booba is gonna pop out any moment.
Yeah, they are not having a day. Like, man.
At least she's breastfeeding friendly, that's breastfeeding friendly.
This is true.
Armor,
yeah.
So that's pretty good.
We're here for that. We like the vibes. And now for all the racing fans that are out there as well, they've been sort of dreading it. Nice, good good car, I guess. You could do I've seen a lot of people recreating the F1 intro sounds on TikTok recently, I feel. And I was like, you could totally do that. That's a great TikTok idea, I think. But yeah, Gran Turismo 7, a lot of racing fans have been waiting for this and waiting for a release date for it. It's coming out March 4th, 2022, so not too far away, maybe 6 or so months away now. But it's also coming to both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
What?
Which is exciting. Yeah, a lot of people were expecting it, I think, to just come to PlayStation 5, which is, probably the like what most people would have guessed, I feel, because it's the new console. It's like, it's sort of the smartest idea. But no, coming to both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, March 4th. So kind of exciting. And now no, we haven't missed anything. Now.
No. The two most important
You got it right. The two most important announcements of the whole event. Uh these were a surprise to me. I was not expecting one more so than the other.
Really? You
I
weren't
was really
expecting?
hoping for. Well, I wasn't expecting. No, I feel like they would have, you know, saved it for D23 or one of those events or something like that. I obviously was expecting a Spider-Man 2 to be announced at some point, but I was like,
Not
I
this
wasn't really
soon.
expecting it to be in this event.
Yeah.
Because usually we sort of get like leaks or like little rumors or
True.
something that something's around the corner. There was nothing, which is really good because, as you sort of, I guess, have assumed from some of the past episodes we've been through, me and Jenz, we don't watch trailers, we don't do anything like that. We don't sort of try and, hunt down rumors and things of what might be happening in any movies or games and things because it does just spoil things for you. So I do like that they didn't put any teasers out or any rumors or things that was going to be an announcement of this. They sort of just shocked everyone. Really fun. It makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did finally get the announcement that Spider-Man 2 is being, it's in production. It's being made. It's coming out in 2023, though.
Ooh.
It's like, oh,
don't even announce it
the
then.
start. I was like, yeah, that's the thing. Just give me like 4-month window, like between now and 4 months. So like for the release, that's fine. But yeah, so it's a little whiles away. Hoping that it's the start of 2023, like Q1, Q2, not Q3 or Q4. That would kill me, I think, but it's coming. Only PS5 exclusive, which is really exciting because it means they're just going to be able to focus wholeheartedly on, all the power of the PlayStation 5 and using the funky control systems and all that.
Yeah.
It's because they did do a little bit of it in the Miles Morales game. There was like a tiny bit of it, but it wasn't as fleshed out as what it could have been. I feel like it was like a late add-on type thing because I feel like they would have been developing it a lot for the PlayStation 4 at the time, and then when they got news that the PlayStation 5 was coming out and what the power, they sort of added on right at the end. We're like, oh shit, we got to scratch something up real quick. So that's what they've done, I feel. But with this now being solely developed for the PlayStation 5, it just gives them the whole freedom to just go ham with it. So super exciting. I did watch the little teaser trailer because it was only like 40 seconds or something, and it's been everywhere. It's also sort of only showcasing the things that we already knew were going to be in the game. So obviously we knew Spider-Man is around. Obviously we know Miles is still around. If you guys played the first Spider-Man game, I'm gonna have a little bit of a spoiler, but there was the symbiote right at the end. So obviously we know Venom was a possibility, and they did announce that Venom is going to be in this game at some point somewhere. But what we didn't know was there was some mysterious character that was doing a voiceover throughout the trailer. And a lot of people are speculating that it's Kraven the Hunter, which would be super exciting because Kraven's one of like the OG Sinister Six enemies from Spider-Man's past. So it'd be really cool to see him sort of in a game, and he hasn't been in any sort of like pop culture or like modern sort of storytelling versions of Spider-Man. He hasn't been in any of the movies, hasn't been in any of the video games really, so it'd be cool to see him sort of fleshed out and showcased a little bit in this, and hopefully more villains as well. I would love to see more Spider-Man villains in this, not just Kraven and Venom. So it's super exciting. And then this one came out of nowhere, Jenz. No one had absolutely no idea.
I don't think anyone had any clue.
Made. Like, it's bonkers.
And it's kind of cool.
It's very cool, Jenz. It's very cool. So for those that don't know, Insomniac made the Spider-Man games, they make the Ratchet and Clank games, all that sort of stuff. But they are now also making a Wolverine game, a standalone Wolverine game for the PS5. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
Cool.
Oh, when I saw this, I was like, bro, you're having a laugh, right? Is it April Fool's? You're taking a piss. But no, it's true. They're making it. It's a standalone game being directed by the creative director and the game directors from the Miles Morales game, the recent Spider-Man game that came out.
Mm-hmm.
So you can probably safely assume that it's going to be in the same universe as the Spider-Man games, which is very exciting too. So it sounds like that Marvel are going full ham on a video game universe as well as the movie universe, and it's very exciting that Insomniac are at the lead of this too, because
yeah, totally.
there's been like there's been Marvel games for years now. Like they've always been around, they've always been a thing. But Insomniac have absolutely smashed it out of the park with these Spider-Man games. Smashed it. The most recent Square Enix Avengers game was pretty mediocre. Like it wasn't outstanding, and a lot of people are getting the same sort of vibes from the Guardians of the Galaxy game that's yet to come out too. It looks very similar to the Avengers type gameplay and all that sort of stuff. I guess people are just worried about it, that it's going to have the same sort of fate. It's very understandable. So it's sort of just very reassuring to know that Insomniac is behind the Wolverine game as well, because you just know that it's going to have the same level of polish and care and attention to detail that the Spider-Man games have had. And it's also like I said, it's going to probably assume it's going to be part of the same universe. So it's super exciting because you'll be able to see these characters sort of interact with one another like you do in the movies and the comics and, all the other things that have come out in the past. So I am super excited for this. I can't wait. The only thing that makes me very sad, though, Jenz.
The voice actor?
No, they didn't even announce the voice actor. But the release date is TBD.
Oh.
Like, it's bad enough that Spider-Man 2 is coming out in 2023.
Yeah, this is going to be later.
Worse that we have no release date for the Wolverine game. Yeah, it's probably going to be 2025 at this point. Like, it's... Oh. Yeah. So, but no, super exciting. There were obviously the highlights of the event for me.
Totally, yeah.
Like, I can't wait for both of them. I'm already frothing at the mouth for more announcements for Marvel games, especially made from Insomniac and part of the same universe. So it's super exciting to see over the next couple of months and years what's going to come of these and what's going to be announced. So yeah, I guess keep your eyes and ears peeled, because we will for sure be announcing anything that comes out regarding these games. Anything. But yeah, moving on to Jenz.
More Marvel.
Even more Marvel news. Did you watch the trailer?
No.
Good, neither did I.
Oh, really?
Neither did I. Yeah, no.
Oh, we're such bad journalists.
I mean, it's like for the same reason we just went over. It's like I don't want to pre-spoil things to myself. Like the show comes out on November 24th. It's only
it's not too far away then.
Like I can wait. I can wait to watch the 7 episodes or whatever they're going to show, or whatever it might be. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I can wait that long. Like it's For those that don't know, we're talking obviously about the Hawkeye trailer that just came out yesterday morning. It was real late at the night, super early in the morning, depending on what time you wake up or go to bed. But yeah, they announced that it's coming out on November 24th. And it just gave us a sort of a first look at the Hawkeye TV show. So I'll give you a little synopsis here. It's a new series set in post-blip New York City. Former Avenger Clint Barton has seemingly a simple mission to get back to his family for Christmas. Quite a nice little story. Obviously, he's stuck somewhere and he wants to get back home to his property. I forget where it was set.
Like
in Avengers
Endgame,
farm,
something.
But yeah, it was like rural. So obviously, he's stuck in New York City. He wants to get home to his rural property to spend time with his family. Quite a simple thing. A lot of families want to do the same thing. Very understandable. Yeah. Is it possible? Who knows? But maybe with the help of Kate Bishop, a 22-year-old archer with dreams of becoming a superhero, the two are forced to work together when a presence from Barton's past threatens to derail far more than the festive spirit. Very exciting synopsis. I was sort of always excited for this TV show. A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, it's Hawkeye. He's like the most useless Avenger. Why is he even Avenger?"
Yeah,
but it's kind of fun. Like,
not
obviously,
the biggest fan of Hawkeye.
Yeah, obviously he's not my favorite Avenger. I have others that I'm a fan of, but it's like, I still enjoy Hawkeye and I still enjoy his character. So
I have a speculation on who this past threatening person might be.
Me too. We did go over this when we did our breakdown for Black Widow.
Yeah.
And for those that have watched Black Widow, obviously
what we're on about.
You can safely assume who the sort of villain's going to be.
It's sort of. I wish.
I don't know if it is, because it's like a presence from Barton's past threatens, and it's like, is she old enough to be from Barton's past? Like, because she's obviously younger than Black Widow.
Yeah.
So it's like, how far in the past are we talking about? Like, or what past are we talking about? Is this from the current timeline? Is this from an alternate universe timeline?
I just want to.
We see, who knows now? Like, it could be anything. But it seems like it's going to be sort of buddy cop vibes type thing. Sort of, it's going to have Christmas vibe, obviously, because it's set around the end of the year. So it's going to be, it's going to be very Marvel. I feel, with a lot of the humor and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of banter back and forth between the two. Lots of action, I'm assuming. So it's very exciting. I can't wait for this. I can't wait.
Right, move on.
I was gonna say, what if?
Yeah.
What if?
So this is the section of the show. If you haven't seen the latest What If episode, which was, I think, episode 5? 6?
I think 5. I think 5 or 6. I can't remember exactly, but
well, then we'll see you later. Sayonara.
It's the zombie one.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. It's the zombie episode.
Did you like it?
This was my favorite one. This is my favorite one so far.
Did you not watch last week's?
For one reason, and one reason only.
Oh, because it had fuck.
Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, bro. Like, that's so cool. It's Spider-Man hunting zombies.
Yeah, but
like, are you kidding?
Doctor Strange.
Nah, fuck Doctor Strange.
Oh.
Man, he's dead in this. He's dead in this episode. Spider-Man got the cape now. Spider-Man's better.
Hey.
No, this, I don't know if it was 110% my favorite episode, but I did really enjoy it, obviously because of the characters that were in it. And I did actually enjoy the story. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter and in sort of the Discords that we're a part of from, the community, that were like, oh, it wasn't that good. It was very fast paced. It was like the characters were a bit meh. Like, and I was like, okay, I can sort of understand that a little bit, but I've also felt that the pacing has been off for a lot of these What If episodes because they are only 25 minutes.
Yeah, they don't have
length,
a long.
And and going further than that, I've also said the same thing about a lot of the other Disney Plus TV shows as well. Like, they're limiting themselves to 30 minutes, stuff like that, a week for 6 weeks or 7 weeks. Like, that's not a lot of time to flesh out 7 different characters and give them a whole arc. And like, it's a tough ask. So it's, I guess I'm sort of used to the pacing at this point. I don't know, or I guess I just understood that they're trying to tell a whole story in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Like, I don't know, but yeah, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun episode. Obviously this What If zombies concept has been a mainstay in like the Marvel comics for quite a while now. There's been a fair few sort of stories regarding Marvel characters becoming zombies or something revolving around that premise.
Right.
So it was cool to see them sort of put this into an animated episode to give it like a whole different vibe, I guess, But what did you think, then? Did you like it as an overall?
Yeah, overall, I think like zombies is like such a classic take on anything.
It is, yeah.
It's kind of cool, the idea of like the Avengers zombies. So they have their abilities, but they are zombies.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not just traditional zombies that are like brainless and walk around trying to eat everything.
Yeah.
They're like, obviously the Iron Man zombie can still fly. He can still shoot blasters. He can, it's,
And like the end where you see Thanos. Very cool.
It was. It leads me to believe, or I hope at least, that if they do a second season of this, they can sort of follow on.
That would be cool if they did.
Stories.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not, this episode wasn't the only one that they sort of left the end a bit open-ended.
Yeah.
I think either episode, like, it'd be cool to see Peggy Carter obviously follow on as
of course.
Captain America and stuff like that. And I think in episode 2 as well, they also left the end sort of open-ended, which would be cool to see them follow along from. So, who knows? It would be cool to see like a zombie Thanos try and take over the world. and go after the Soul Stone like it was sort of left open to at the end. But yeah.
How many of these do we have? 10?
9. There was meant to be 10, but they had to cut one because of COVID and, time constraints and all that sort of stuff. So
fair enough.
It's, but there should be 9. So we're only a couple of episodes away from the end. And then what do we have? It'll probably end, I'm assuming, at the end of September, because we've got an episode tonight.
Yep.
The final episode might be on the 29th of this month, or the 6th, the very start of next month. And then we have like a month and a bit until
it'll be like
until Hawkeye comes out.
Yeah.
Do we get what's coming out in October, Marvel wise? Is there Eternals is November? I don't think there's anything in October off the top of my head.
Yeah, Eternals will be the next one movie wise, I think.
I think Eternals was November 4th, and then
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is December. We also wedge between those two, between November and between Eternals coming out and Spider-Man coming out, we also have Hawkeye coming out, and then obviously as well the second Venom movie is being squeezed in between those two there.
When is Venom?
Yeah. I think it's like end of November, I think they squeezed it in somewhere towards the end of November.
15th October. That might be the next one.
That's the one I was thinking. I knew there was one sitting in the middle somewhere. That'll be the next one we get. Kind of not excited for that one. I could not care less, I don't feel.
Okay, so we have Venom 2, Eternals, Hawkeye,
yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's See, I didn't hate Venom, but I won't talk about it.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't. Don't get me started.
I know.
No, I didn't hate it. I just feel like the way that they're going about it is so dumb.
Oh, okay.
Like
too kitsy or
no? It's just like logistically speaking, Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man and some of the Spider-Man characters. So obviously Venom counts as like sort of one of the Spider-Man characters, and all of the, or not all of the, but some of the main Spider-Man villains are considered, part of that deal that Sony currently has at the moment because they own the rights to him.
Oh yeah.
And so Sony is currently leasing the rights in sort of simpler terms, leasing the rights to Spider-Man to Marvel so that they can use, and Disney so that they can use that character in their films. But these Venom movies are in some weird way both a part of the MCU, but also not a part of the MCU, because the tiny little string that is tying them together is Tom Holland's Spider-Man, or some form of Spider-Man, which we don't know of yet, because obviously Tom Holland's Spider-Man hasn't appeared in Venom 1, and we don't know if he appears in Venom 2, or if he is going to appear in any of them.
And is that why you don't like
it? It's like, I don't know why they're going ahead with making a Venom movie without Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay.
Like, Spider-Man is Venom. Venom is Spider-Man. Obviously, in the past, in the comics, they have done standalone Venom stories, which have done quite well. Same with Carnage and things like that. But it's like, it's just, as a Spider-Man fan, I feel like one of the most exciting things is seeing Spider-Man go up against Venom and vice versa.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're direct opposites and direct counterparts. And it's like, I don't know why Sony would be so petty. Obviously, money. But like, why would they would be so petty as to do this if they could make so much more money doing the same thing that they're currently doing with Tom Holland and, and lease him out to Disney to use in their films? Like, because it would be so much better for the fans. Like, and obviously, the more the fans that are excited about a movie coming out, the more sales that a movie's going to get, the more merch that you can sell, the more money that everyone makes in the end. Like, it's I don't know. I feel like Sony are just holding on to Venom as like a last desperate attempt to like keep Spider-Man out of the hands of Disney, because I think they realize that once they let this go, they have no, to my knowledge at least, no superhero properties to hold on to. And as I'm sure everyone that watches films know, superhero movies in today's world are, the bee's knees. They are the biggest thing currently. Like, so it's all business and money things, but it just bugs me. Is all, like.
I can see that.
Yeah. Anywho, Jenz, I think that's going to be it for us for the week. Was there anything that you wanted to add on before we go home?
I'm good.
No, I'm good. Nothing from me other than, as always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.